previous series, both players here, or both players have a chance to make it through.
Yeah, I mean, very good chance at that. They're both in the top 3 last I checked, but regardless, we are going to be seeing who makes it out on top of the other on 2,000 atmospheres, LE. We're in the top right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have the blue Protoss player coming out from the land of France. He is going to be representing Team Altar. We have Lilbow.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres, LE, we have the German Terran player. This man has not dropped a single series this entire group stage. He's one of the biggest. He's representing Team Mouse Sports. It is HeRoMaRiNE.
Absolutely massive. And yeah, just quickly double checking the group standings. Lilbow actually in a lot of trouble here. He's not dead last in the group just yet, but looking at the opponents he has left, he basically needs to beat HeRoMaRiNE, which the man hasn't dropped a single series yet in the group stage, and that's going to be tough. And then he has to basically 2-0 Vanya on top of that. It's going to be a very difficult road, but we'll see if our blue Protoss player is able to get there.
It's one of the things, mate, for Lilbow, it's now or never. He needs to make it happen here against Big Gabe, and that is a big ask, right? Like, as we were alluding to, HeRoMaRiNE, he is at the top of his group. He is in form. He is looking fantastic this season. Can he do it? Can our French Protoss, can he pull it off?
Yes, but we'll see if that's the timeline we're in right now.
That's the question, mate. That's the question. So far, we have some pretty standard openings here. There's no second racks. There's no like 3 racks opener from HeRoMaRiNE or anything crazy like that. Meanwhile, Lilbow is opening up with not a Stargate, but a Twilight Council.
All right, and a bit more of the more versatile openings in TVP, I would say, at least when it comes to the standard choices, whether it's Stargate or Twilight Council. Should be seeing Blink coming out of him, but will Lilbow opt to be more aggressive with his Blink? That is the question.
That is the question indeed. We're going to keep an eye on that gateway count, as well as the timing on the Robo for that War Prism, as I imagine we will see at some point here, as Lilbow does finish up his Twilight Council, throws down another gate, and yeah, right now he's just waiting to throw down any additional tech here. There was an opportunity for maybe a Dark Shrine, but he doesn't go for it, thankfully.
There's that Blink coming down. And yeah, it does seem like he wants to be a little bit more conservative here, just sticking to 2 gates at the moment. Will be very useful catching out these drops that HeRoMaRiNE should be going for. I say that as a Robo facility gets thrown down. Yeah,
that it does. Meanwhile, HeRoMaRiNE across the map is going for some Widow Mines, going to be going for a bit of a Widow Mine drop, not just a drop. Interesting, he was even pushing out with some of the rest of his army as well. Oh my god. Does pull back though, just getting some of that map control with those Hellions.
Yeah, you gotta be active on the map while you still can.
True.
May as well. Might have been looking to catch some Adepts that were getting a little bit too ambitious as well, but yeah, Lilbow managing to keep them alive for now.
Oh, definitely. Hellion does get watered away for now, but here we go. Drop is done. Widow Mines are headed across the map. Only 2, no. It's not like a massive commitment into this drop. We don't see a factory and armory behind this or anything like that. We do just see that switch into more Raxes.
Yeah, HeRoMaRiNE absolutely prioritizing that +1 timing above all else. And I gotta say, looking at the SimCity of Lilbow, this is HeRoMaRiNE's opportunity. This is definitely what you want to see. The Robo facility on the low ground, right by the gateway. That's a wall. Prime location for tanks to pick him off.
Oh yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, our French Protoss, he does spot, or he does sense that there may be a drop incoming. He does have his Stalkers in position, does push away the Reaper.
Yeah, HeRoMaRiNE maybe trying to distract the Stalkers for a little bit, but his attention was elsewhere for a split second, and yeah, doesn't quite like his chances of going in. Point to keep in mind, HeRoMaRiNE has not gone for a scout in the main base yet.
He has not. He didn't even confirm the Twilight Council, which was a little bit shocking to me. I mean, obviously he knows that it wasn't a Stargate opening, otherwise it would have been an Oracle by now. But yeah, he's working off of very limited information.
Well, sometimes when you're as big as Gabe, you can just see it all.
It's true. He doesn't care, mate. You do you, Lilbow. HeRoMaRinE, mate. He doesn't care at all.
Because no matter what, he's still gonna hit you with that stim +1 timing. And it's coming up very shortly. The bio, the production has been completely untouched. No harassment in the early game here. HeRoMaRinE has been free to do whatever this entire time.
That's the scary thing, is that Lilbow, he didn't utilize his Blink Stalkers aggressively at all. He's just been stuck at home. He didn't go across the map. He didn't try and test the waters here and test the defenses of HeRoMaRinE. Instead, mate, we see a massive, oh my god, even more gateways are being thrown down, mate. Charge is on the way. Lilbow investing so much into this massive charge out aggression.
And, you know, I'm not entirely opposed to Swarm Toss here if Lilbow can catch HeRoMaRinE unsieged, but it's difficult to take those chances. Very good pull here, right at the last second. Not going to be losing any probes. Even has a couple of, ooh. That was a pretty good pickoff, though.
Very good indeed. I don't know if that was worth Lilbow losing that sentry. Meanwhile, charge is completed. HeRoMaRinE, he's moving out, but oh god, we'll see if he can get sieged up in time to deal with these charge lots. He spots the army. Up.
How active Lilbow's being. But Lilbow does not want to test his chances just yet. The army is unsieged, but you know what? That means prevention of friendly fire here. Really good body blocking from HeRoMaRinE, preventing the Zelbs from getting on top of the tanks at all. He's kind of crushing this. Look at it, army supply dipped, but Lilbow, only sockets remaining, and they fall to the Marauders. This is why HeRoMaRinE has been undefeated in the series score.
Mate, gee, you were talking about that +1 stim timing, but I was just worried that he was going to be swarmed by those zealots because we saw how many gateways. I think there were 8+ gateways there for Lilbow, but he just didn't get a chance to really get into the flow of his production, to warp in as many zealots as he could.
Yeah, I think he got to like double digits by the end of that game when it comes to the amount of gateways.
Yeah, a lot of them.
It's also really smart of HeRoMaRinE to just keep those tanks alive as well as he did.
Yeah, exactly. I was a little bit concerned that he didn't siege them up. I was like, oh my god, like, is this gonna go well for him? But like, due to the body blocking, as you were saying, like that was beautiful.
Yeah, that definitely would have been an inopportune time to siege, to say the least. But he may have needed it if he couldn't win the game then and there. If Lilbow didn't tap out, if he did have to continue that aggression. The tanks are absolutely key. They are your anchor point when you're going for a bio push like this. What's not to admire about HeRoMaRinE, really? Exactly. I need to stop myself real quick. I need to look a little bit more at Lilbow now. Otherwise, we're just gonna have a complete fanboy sesh, a complete fanboy cast.
We have to be careful. We have to be careful there.
Yeah.
Oh, but that was brutal. I mean, again, just very nice timing from HeRoMaRinE, because if he waited any longer, then Lilbow would have been able to utilize his gateways to the fullest of their potential, and he would have like warped in a mass amount of zealots, and it would have been hard for HeRoMaRinE to defend at home. But he caught him in the middle of the map. Again, caught him a little bit with his pants down with only half the zealots that he could have had, and GG.
GG indeed. And now we're going to be continuing our series on Oxide LE. We're in the top right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have a blue Protoss player coming out for the land of France. He is going to be representing Team Alta. He is definitely in a little bit of trouble here, but as long as he can take a game, I believe his chances are still there. He is Lilbow.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the German Terran player. He is red, representing Team Mousesports, already up 1-0 in this best-of-3 series. Is this madman even going to drop a map, drop a series this group stage? It is HeRoMaRinE.
And yeah, we talked about a little bit about how in the last season we had a couple of newcomers sort of disrupt the old era in each of the regions. Lilbow definitely the big name of EU, but HeRoMaRinE as well. Was it his first time reaching the top 4 of DreamHack EU last season?
Potentially.
Because it was definitely very hype when he made it to the playoffs of the season finals at the very least. Fortunately, he had to face Maru early on, but
yeah. I mean,
a lot of excitement for Big Gabe.
I know Big Gabe. He's been like at the top of EU for quite some time now, but when it comes to results in DreamHack, that's a good question. I'm just trying to see if I can look that up here. He did make it to the top 4 of oh yeah, for the past 3 seasons he made it to the top 4 of DreamHack Europe.
There we go. I think maybe I was thinking of playoffs for the season finals.
But yeah, again, he's one of the best that Europe has to offer when it comes to the Terrans, when it comes to players in general, and he's really been able to show that this season. Again, we'll see if he can keep up that momentum moving into the playoffs. Meanwhile, it's one of those things where Lilbow, you were talking about it, he needs to win this series. He still has a chance to make it out of these groups.
A bit of a slimmer one at that.
Yeah. It is, but like again, the chance is there. The chance is there. Oh god, you know, maybe he can make something happen with Protoss. You know, maybe get some invisible men out there. You know, maybe some proxies. Again, though, when it comes to this game, no cheesy opener to say the least.
Yeah, not from either player just yet. Actually, wouldn't be too opposed to the Dark Templar. HeRoMaRinE chose not to go for the Raven last game.
True. Yeah. Exactly, that's a very good point to bring up. So potentially that like he can pull a fast one on Big Gabe. At the same time, I'm sure Gabe is going to be on top of his scouting as well as, oh, this time it looks like he is opening up with a 1-1-1. Tech Lab is on the way, could be looking to go for those Ravens.
Definitely could. Not going for any early drops just yet though. Again, all about building up towards the push.
Definitely, and ooh.
Oh, okay, never mind. So, possibility for Ravens to come out still. Could always be a bit of a Banshee harass, but it definitely feels a lot more like HeRoMaRinE identified what went well for him that last game, going for that impeccable timing. Now he wants to do that, but dialed up to 11.
Exactly. He's like, you know, the win of my job, I sure got a sentry, but it didn't really pay for itself. Let's do something else. Let's start tank production so much earlier here in Game 2.
Yeah, definitely a pretty massive risk right now. He is really banking on Lilbow playing the exact same style, and there are a lot of similarities. He's opting for an earlier blink, but we already see his robo facility was a lot quicker this game. He's getting a much earlier warp prism.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Looking to be aggressive.
Yeah, and HeRoMaRinE, he's kind of in the dark a little bit. I mean, he did scout that, you know, a unit was in production for that robo, but unlike last game, he doesn't find a way into the main base. He wasn't able to go for that medevac to get that additional scouting information. And now Lilbow, he's going across the map with his warp prism, with his wing stalkers.
Yeah, thankfully for HeRoMaRinE, at least he does have quite a number of tanks out. As many as he really can at this point in the game. He's starting to build bunkers. He knows that Lilbow's going to be aggressive.
Ooh.
Just a little unsure of how aggressive. Ooh, really good wall.
Yeah, I love it. The SimCity here is amazing. We have 2 bunkers being thrown down. The stalkers try to push up the ramp, but they get on top of the tank.
And it will be able to take it out, but it cannot quite break through the bunkers yet.
That they cannot. Meanwhile, there are still 2 tanks here remaining for HeRoMaRinE. 1 in the main, 1 in the natural. Lilbow, he's committing to this. He's continuing to warp in more and more stalkers.
And he's continuing to lose a couple of stalkers as well, just as quickly as he warps them in. That blink, man. It was so good taking out that tank, but unfortunately a couple of stalkers did get left behind the lines of the bunker. No way out.
Yeah, he gets 1 tank for the cost of 7 stalkers? Like, I'm not feeling that trade, man.
Yeah, HeRoMaRinE's just trading super efficiently. Due to the close proximity of the bunkers, he's able to pull SCVs very, very quickly from the mineral lines to repair them as well. Finally, one of them goes down, but again, it's not been an efficient trade from Lilbow.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on the production. There we go. Third base is now on the way for Lilbow. He's easing up on the aggression. I don't think it really paid for itself. He got 2 tanks in the end, which is good, I guess. But he lost a lot for that. And what I'm worried about is the counterattack from HeRoMaRinE.
Yeah, it's coming in soon. Does scout that third base, so HeRoMaRinE knows exactly where he wants to push, even on top of this Warp Prism. Didn't have eyes on it, so he had to check his blind spots.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the Stalkers dip into the main base, and they will be warded away by these tanks and Marines. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get too many worker kills at all. And of course, as we saw from that scan, HeRoMaRinE, he confirms that a third is on the way. He confirms that the aggression has subsided for now.
And he's just getting ready to go for that counterattack, as you were saying. No third base in his eyes at all for HeRoMaRinE.
Yeah.
Starting with a bit of a drop, just because he hasn't confirmed whether or not the Warp Prism has gone home, or if the aggression has ended from Lilbow.
Yeah, I mean, the Warp Prism's back, right? But as you said, it's so important to point out that there is no third CC. Like, yo, HeRoMaRine's gonna push out. He's gonna push out hard. Meanwhile, the drop has already landed here. A couple of pylons are going down. Forces Lilbow to go all the way back home.
I was just looking at a sandwich of Stalkers really in the middle of the map. High Templar are forced to use the energy on feedbacks even before Storm could be researched.
And this is the push that we've all been waiting for, that HeRoMaRinE has been waiting for. The third base, it has to be forfeit. I mean, Lilbow, he's going to try and defend here, but at the same time, there's a drop going into the main base.
Oh my lord, it distracts so many of the Zealots! That's exactly what Lilbow needs to defend right now against the tanks, which are just picking off the Stalkers one by one. So it's trying to deal with the drop, but they're unable to do so. This feels like the complete opposite of what you want to be using your units for. So.
Mate, that was dominant. GG gets called. And Big Gabe asserts his dominance 2-0's Lilbow.
The streak, man.